I know that I'm going to take his lots out in the first round.
So we're going to finish the fight.
We're going to finish the fight. And he was talking to the ref. He wasn't talking to Ilia. So I took it as Ilia was like, dude, I can't go on. And when you hear that from your athlete, you have to make that right choice. I'm like, do we take more damage or do we go on? So look at me.
Nothing left.
Okay, it's over. It's over. Stop it.
Yeah. It's the pressure fight. Oh, my head, he hurt him. I mean, Ilia's face is just destroyed.
No. We finished the fight.
That's the end of the fight, Mr. President.
And that'll do it. That's it.
I think he's honest with himself. Ilia and I, we share the same agent, and we were talking about him earlier today. And what I heard was that he's humble, that he is honest. He realized that he just didn't perform well.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're starting with a brand new UFC documentary that brings you unheard audio from Topuria's corner. We'll explore Topuria's journey alongside Guy, take a closer look at his recovery process, and discuss the newest updates surrounding his unexpected return. Before we get into that, we'll hear some surprising interview moments featuring Joe Rogan, along with insights from other fighters and coaches connected to Saprio. These conversations reveal new details about the challenges and experiences that shaped his path in the sport.
Do what I did in the sport.
So what do you think it will take Ilia to get back to fighting again after such a loss?
Ilia's he's gonna be in a good position. He has faith. He has a strong team. And that's a lot of what it takes. He has a work ethic. I think he's honest with himself. Ilia and I, we share the same agent, and we were talking about him earlier today. And what I heard was that he's humble, that he is honest. He realized that he just didn't perform well. And I think that's the number one step of getting back into the ring in a healthy way. It's the guys that make excuses. That's when it's hard to come back and win that rematch. Guys who just say, you know what, I could have did better. I could have done more. Honesty with yourself is the key to MMA. Knowing exactly who you are, what you've done, what you haven't done. You can't lie once you get in that cage. What's real will come to the light.
John Jones believes Ilia Topuria's biggest obstacle is not his ability inside the cage, but how he responds when facing a loss. He explains that reaching championship level brings a completely different reality, where fame, pressure, outside influences, and expectations grow all at once. In Jones' view, many champions do not fall because of what happens during a fight. Instead, their struggles often begin with the challenges surrounding them outside competition. That is why having the right people around them and maintaining self-awareness can be more valuable than talent alone. He points out that the fighters who remain successful are those who accept their mistakes, avoid making excuses, and make the necessary changes quickly. For Ilia, the key to a successful comeback will be staying focused, rebuilding the right way, and keeping confidence from turning into overconfidence.
He can stop the fight. I didn't hear what he said until I understood the language where he was like, he said it a certain way. And the third time I heard it, I was like,
we're going to finish the fight.
We're going to finish the fight. And he was talking to the ref. He wasn't talking to Ilia. So I took it as Ilia was like, dude, I can't go on. And when you hear that from your athlete, you have to make that right choice. I'm like, do we take more damage or do we go on? So look at me.
Nothing left.
Okay, it's over. It's over. Stop it.
Yeah.
I'm always there to protect my athletes. And it's very nice to be able to work with people that have the same goals as me. My goals is I'm never going to be a champion. I'm a championship coach, but I'm not a champion. And being able to work with people that want to chase things like that, I get so much joy out of it. Seeing the concern in his brother's eye and the way his brother was pulling the hood off, like, bro, don't be embarrassed. You fought your ass off. Like, that is special. That is like, everybody's making fun of like why he was putting a hood over his head. When you're down, you're down. And, you know, again, to be at the level that he is at took the most courage to get to that point. And what he's done to the guys prior to us. His brother was telling him, pull that off, dude. Like, don't be down. We lost. And when you lose a round, doesn't mean you lose a fight. When you lose a fight, doesn't mean you lose your.
When the fight ended, Ilia's corner made a difficult choice that divided opinions. His brother stepped in because protecting the fighter mattered more than emotion in that moment. The coach explained that sometimes the hardest decision is stopping someone who wants to continue. Seeing the exhaustion and danger, they chose safety over pride.
Into this fight, Justin, that was so unique was I've already lost. I've already put myself in the worst scenario. Fear is a great thing, and understanding that the worst case scenario, when you put yourself in that scenario and what that does is that causes you not to hesitate. And you have such a unique mindset to that. Where did that come from? Where did your mindset come from?
Definitely all came from wrestling. You know, I wrestled so many matches, and, you know, where I was mentally, it was a big factor and a big variable when it came to my ability to compete. So just understanding that I, you know, had control, and really just keeping it so simple, keeping it as simple as possible, not confusing things, not overinflating things, and just.
Justin Gaethje's mindset comes from accepting the possibility of defeat before stepping into the fight. His wrestling background taught him how to handle chaos and stay composed under pressure. Years of competition shaped his belief that facing fear directly creates an advantage. By removing emotion and hesitation, he relies on instinct, quick reactions, and pure execution.
No te vuelvas loco cuando cruces, ¿vale? Eres mucho mejor que él.
Topuria landing a remarkable 72% of his significant strikes.
Oh, right hand, he hurt him.
Follow the doctor, he can see in the right eyes.
Time. Doctor, make your assessment,
All
please.
right, Mark Goddard has now called time, giving the ringside physician a chance to make his decision.
This allows Topuria more time.
The doctor's saying no.
Where's this doctor from?
The doctor's going to call the fight.
Is this doctor from DC?
Ilia, watch it.
He just said something to his brother.
Wow, it's almost like he's trying to not finish. They're not going to let him answer the next round.
Track the referee. They're going to stop it. Take 10.
No. We finished the fight.
That's the end of the fight, Mr. President.
And that'll do it. That's it.
Unbelievable!
And new tired on his stool.
Oh, that is the greatest fight yet.
So good, Anna. Love you.
Woo! Beyond anything that anybody's ever seen in sports.
The stoppage wasn't caused by one powerful moment, but by damage that had built up throughout the fight. Ilia was still showing high-level skill, but his reactions and vision began to raise concerns. When the cage side doctor stepped in, the focus shifted from competition to fighter safety. The referee allowed time for evaluation, but the signs were becoming impossible to ignore. Once the decision was made, the noise and confusion inside the cage turned into silence, as everyone realized the fight had become a reminder of the risks fighters face.
Counted him out against Patty. I thought Patty was gonna, come out there and get the job done. He proved me wrong. Thought Ilia was gonna get the job done. He proved me wrong. I felt embarrassed to even be sitting by him, counting him out. It was one of the most inspiring fights I've ever seen. His jab looked beautiful. His awkwardness helped him. Ilia did not know what to do. Ilia would still crack him, but Justin didn't even look like he got in a fight. It was so impressive. It was one of the sickest performances of all time.
Some of these small guys, they're delusional. They have false confidence because they're hiding behind a weight class.
Were you surprised that Topuria ended up losing?
Topuria, in my eyes, was the best UFC fighter right now, but Topuria makes the mistake of he trains a little too hard. I knew if Gaethje could withstand the storm, he had unorthodox things that he was doing. Gaethje would dip and then grab that uppercut and hit him with the uppercut because...
What surprised many experienced fighters was not only the outcome, but how complete Justin Gaethje's performance looked under pressure. Even top analysts underestimated his ability to stay composed in chaos. Instead of slowing down, he became more effective, improving his timing, defense, and control as the fight continued. Ilia still had moments of brilliance, but his rhythm began to fade, and the openings he once created became harder to find. The battle gradually shifted from pure technique to a test of endurance.
I was tired.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to ask you about, because Ilia Topuria, who's been undefeated now, suffered his first defeat. What does it take to be an undefeated fighter, and seeing how other fighters who have been undefeated, they lose their perfect record at some point?
It's hard. It's really a hard thing to do. When you become a UFC champion, you become more famous right away. You get invited to dinner, there's the girls, and there's the money, and there's all these new friends, and there's just so much that gets thrown at you. And if you're not grounded enough, if you don't have a strong enough circle and team, it's easy to just get distracted. I have fallen victim to all the things that a young athlete can, the partying and getting in trouble, all of it. But in my situation, I had a team that always held me to a high standard, you know, and they never allowed me to get discouraged by my downfalls, and they just always encouraged me to just keep moving forward. One of my head coaches, Greg Jackson, he would always tell me, John, potential is the worst thing to waste. You know, when you know you have a talent and you can do something, you owe it to the sport and to greatness to give it your all. And so, I always say making it to the UFC is fairly easy. Staying in the UFC is very hard. Staying the UFC champion.
John Jones explains that remaining undefeated in MMA requires more than just fighting ability. It requires handling the challenges that come with success. Once a fighter becomes a champion, fame, pressure, and distractions begin to grow. He believes comfort can slowly reduce the discipline that created greatness in the first place. Without the right team and structure, even elite fighters can lose their edge. That is why he values a strong environment that keeps athletes focused and accountable. In his opinion, many fighters do not fall because of their opponents, but because they stopped thinking like challengers.
You're not really focusing on their face and how much damage it has actually accumulated. But, you know, towards the end, I remember seeing how swelled up his eyes were. And yeah, that big knee definitely took the spirit, you know. He's so skilled. It's just he's going to have a very big challenge, you know, mentally and emotionally when it comes to, you know, coming back and performing. But his skill level is second to none when it comes to his ability to, you know, pick his shots. And, you know, he's still one of the best. He just needs to understand that this is a crazy game. Anything can happen. And you got to go in there with the...
After the fight, the focus moved from the loss itself to the visible damage around Ilia's eye. Experts believe injuries like this can create challenges beyond physical recovery, including effects on confidence, timing, and reactions. The main concern is not just whether he returns, but whether he can come back with the same speed, belief, and rhythm. At the highest level, even a small amount of hesitation can change the outcome, which makes patience and proper recovery essential. Ilia has expressed that he feels ready to compete again, but he has not made a final decision. He also shared interest in future matchups and believes he gained redemption after his previous setbacks.